Hey guys, still in Amsterdam, riding my bike around today, seeing the sights. This place is really beautiful. I love it here. So, question of the day. Have you ever broken the law? What for? And did you get caught?
In Ohio, where I'm from, even though it's kind of country bumpkin in some parts, fireworks are illegal. Although the states surrounding us, it's perfectly legal, so they sell them. And in the suburbs, it's very common for people to just set off fireworks in their backyard. And we were setting off fireworks, and my dad was a police officer at the time, and these cops come strolling down into our backyard, which was quite some distance. And me and my brother were the ones setting them off, probably in our teens. And yeah, they definitely shut us down. It wasn't really a bad situation, but it was like one of my first face-to-face, without an adult, interactions with the cops, and so that was pretty minor.
There was one time we broke the law accidentally. Just in Ohio, there's like a certain amount, a height of a bonfire, and one time we built a bonfire that was like, no joke, probably 20 feet high. We didn't know you weren't allowed to do it, but the police showed up and the fire department, and they were like, we gotta put this out. So they like helped us put it out. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
That's awesome.
When I was in high school, there was this like abandoned like power plant that, you know, you couldn't like get into, you know, there was this like big. And so me and my mate, we decided to like jump the fences and kind of just like, we felt like the coolest people on the earth. It was fun, but yeah, no, didn't get caught on that one. But there was security there, so we had to like kind of dodge them a bit, and we were fine.
When I was younger, we used to shoplift a decent amount. Like there was a corner store, and we would always go there after school. Say hi to the same people that were working there. They knew we were shoplifting too. We would take things, stuff our pockets, maybe buy one or two things once a week just to, you know, take the heat off of us. But there was one day, the owners of that store came to our school, and they didn't call us out, but they had a whole assembly gathered, and they said, "We know you've been shoplifting. Please stop it." The principal got involved. All the teachers got involved. It was a huge thing. Yeah, I don't know if we stopped after that. I don't think we stopped after that, but we never got caught, so.
Nothing like major, just probably like trespassing, you know, camping out, but you're not supposed to, yeah.
Nothing major, maybe a little bit of weed, but that doesn't count. They don't care that much. It's okay. I haven't been caught for it yet. We'll find out.
I mean, me and my husband wanted to get arrested in the Exile protests, but because we are hoping to adopt, we stopped before we got arrested, so we stood up, but we were sat outside Whitehall protesting, so that's probably. Oh, and also the first time I protested with Exile, I was unaware of what was about to happen, but I found myself in amongst a crowd digging a grave in Parliament Square in London, which was quite terrifying actually, because I didn't know what was going on, and I was right in the centre. And at one point the police were kind of trying to get in, and I was holding the police back, and they were shouting, and it was really scary. But I had no choice in the matter because I couldn't move. I was just like sandwiched between thousands of people.
Okay, yeah. So it wasn't really breaking the law, but I was at a music festival once, and we were in between acts, and we had just gone back to the campsite, and we were just sat around the fire, and I was just sat there kind of looking down, like having a drink, playing some music or something like that. And a friend of mine's across, and there was a lot of marijuana at this music festival, and the police were pretty good at turning a blind eye to it all. And this guy was just like rolling one, and this girl was like rolling as well, and then we just heard this voice over our shoulders like, "Look like you're nicked red-handed, mate." and we just like looked up, and there were like two police officers right there, like standing over them. And I was just like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Like, I've never done anything wrong, never been in any trouble whatsoever. Come to this music festival for the first time, and then my friends get busted with marijuana right in front of the police. And it probably would have been fine. And they weren't trying to elevate it or aggravate it. They were just trying to control the situation. And they weren't trying to, obviously we're trying to arrest, but they said, we're going to have to take your details. And then at that point in time, my friend gets a phone call. And like, right, so you're being investigated by the police and you get a phone call. You don't pick up the phone. He picks up the phone. And then it's his mum. And he decides to just have a full-on conversation with her. Right, and the police officer's trying to get the details, and he's just like, just having a conversation with mum, like nothing's wrong in the world, and just chatting away, and the police officer, sorry, I'm going to have to ask you to put this phone down. And she's like, sorry, wait, I'm on the phone with my mum. Goes back, it's like, he's got the marijuana right in front of him. This is a police officer, he's just chatting away. And then he's like, sorry, sir, if you don't put your phone away, I'm going to have to come in. It's like, Lulu, okay, I'll be done in a sec, just wait. Goes back to the phone call. I'm sat there just being like, what are you doing? You are making this so much worse. And then the police are like, okay, if this is your last one, if you don't put this on, I'm going to arrest you. Sorry, mum, I'm going to have to go. There's this man being exceptionally irrational right now. I was just like, that is exactly the opposite as to how I would have dealt with that situation if I was being questioned by the police.
Have I ever broken the law? Yes, I broke the law quite a few times when I was a teenager. Yeah, I was kind of a naughty kid. I got up to no good. I was going through a phase, maybe needed a bit more guidance, but I broke the law a bunch of times. I'll give you an example. When I was 15, I'd be walking home from school, and one day I saw a bottle shop door was open by about 30 centimeters, and I just crawled under, grabbed a bunch of whiskey bottles and crawled back out. And I went back a few times and did this. So, yeah, I definitely did a few cringy things when I was a teenager. Sort of probably needed some guidance. Didn't have a firm grasp of what my morality was. And I think as I became an adult, I worked that out for myself, and consequently maybe became even more conscious of morality and trying to deliberately construct my own morals, not just inherit morals from society. And that sort of led me on to my next time I broke the law, which was when I was an environmental activist for Greenpeace. We broke into a power station. There was 27 other activists with me, and we locked onto the machinery and shut it down for like half the day. The action was pretty successful. It got national and international media. It was tabled in Parliament. But ultimately, it's hard to say what the result is. At the time, climate change awareness was quite important. I think we've moved past that now, and it's kind of like at a phase where we need to focus more on breaking down the systems of power that are preventing action on climate change in countries like Australia. Because we're all aware of the issue, it's just a matter of getting something done, something tangible done, and demolishing the roadblocks set by the people and institutions that currently have power that want to maintain the status quo. So I went to court for breaking into the power station. The judge let us off. The prosecution wanted property damage with malicious intent, and that was going to have a criminal record that would stick. But the judge let us have, I think it was a section 10 or something like that. It basically says, we don't have to put this down, we don't have to give this guy a criminal record. So we all got off that day. Yeah, pretty good way to break the law. But other than that, nothing really, nothing too much.